Woodland owners are constantly looking for a way to maximize income from the land. And for those who are lucky enough to have maple trees, syrup production is one possibility. Right now, that sweet sap is flowing freely during a 6-week window between January and March. Jeff Franklin with the University of Kentucky introduces us to a couple tapping their trees for the first time.
Sue and John Wilhoit are gathering sap from the maple trees they tapped on their Woodford County farm for the very first time. For their initial venture into sap collecting, the Wilhoits tapped about 40 maple trees that are at least 10 inches in diameter. The sap is dripping through this plastic tubing from the trees during the day when the temperature reaches about 40 degrees after a night of freezing temperatures, and is collected in these food-grade buckets. The sap is gathered and poured from the buckets into this large barrel on a tractor to be hauled away. John and Sue don't expect much from the first year of tapping their trees, but they say that's okay.
You saw the hillside with the taps, and we kind of planned it out, so Sue will be driving the tractor through the woods here and collecting as she goes, so she doesn't have to carry the buckets too far, and then down at the bottom of the hill she'll come back out around. Right. So we'll be doing that daily during the, or Sue will be doing it daily during the sap collecting.
John's day job is a University of Kentucky extension specialist in specialty crops and mechanization. Therefore, he has more than a casual interest in collecting sap from maple trees. Both John and Sue together care about maintaining their woodlands.
It's hard to make woods pay. You know, you have woods, and it's very nice to think of people being able to keep woods, not having to cut the timber, and still get a little bit of income and being able to work and do that.
This idea of having several people who are...
The Wilhoits turned to the expertise of UK Extension forestry specialist Deborah Hill, who works with the development of forest-related farm products. Hill says she is seeing more people who have the same outlook as the Wilhoits.
And I think it's also an attitude that I am seeing more and more with farmers or farmland and forest land owners, is they want to maximize the income they can get from their land. And if you have these kinds of trees, why not do this? Remember that this is one of sort of very few agricultural products that has like an eternal shelf life and is a very high value product.
Deborah Hill says woodland owners have to be willing to put the time and energy into tapping the trees and collecting the sap in about a 6-week window, but that it can be well worth the effort in the end. From the University of Kentucky College of Agriculture, I'm Jeff Franklin reporting.
Thanks, Jeff. Jeff says after collecting the sap, the family plans to take it to a neighbor's house who has a sorghum mill, and soon they'll have their very own maple syrup. More food in your family is coming on next.